I got really excited at Costco the other day because I am 114 years old. I found Keurig coffee pods that are compostable and delicious French roast. I've had 2 of them this morning, and I can see the matrix code. It's amazing. I'm like, and I can
smell color.
What is that called? Synesthesia? Is that what it's called when your shit gets all fucked?
Associating with music. Well, I don't know. The way I only learned about it was with music with Oliver Sacks.
Oh my God, that man was brilliant. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
R.I.P. R.I.P. He's got a couple of really fucking great books.
Yeah, I'm looking at one. Like, it's one of my favorite books, and I don't remember the name of it. Musicophilia.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, if you want to get into neuropsychology and music,
yeah, that dude.
Musicophilia, Oliver Sacks. Yeah, so amazing.
Yeah. You
God,
shaved.
I hope I got all that right.
Well, if you didn't, the internet will be sure to correct you.
Kelsey's saying we'll fix it in post.
And the internet does not correct with a feather; it corrects with a sledgehammer. So, good luck to you.
Does it? Like, have you seen some of the comments we got?
Oh God.
It's amazing. I love those though. I get how people get, horrible with the internet. I do.
Yeah.
But like when I see something like that, I just constantly remember back to social media training about trying to help other people out with their social media.
Yeah.
And one of the things you learn very quickly, I think I've said this before, but whatever someone posts as a comment, is what they're saying about themselves.
Oh.
And it doesn't matter whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Like, if you're posting something, you're like, God, these 2 fuckwads don't deserve a podcast. They'll just give anyone something. Most likely, that person does not have a podcast because they're a piece of shit. And they're not good at it. Welcome to 2 Shots and a Royalty Check, brought to you by Venmo, Your Money, Your Move, and Liquid Death, Murder Your Thirst. Let's get back into it. And conversely, even if they say, this is the best thing it's ever been. I love this podcast so much. You guys are so funny and so great.
They're saying
that is someone who has a very good high, point of view about themselves as well, because they get the joke or they understand it.
And they're comfortable with it.
You can only give it you give it as much credence as it deserves, and neither one of them deserve that much.
That's funny.
But keep the nice comments rolling in.
Please keep the nice comments. I mean, I don't read any of it, and I haven't read any of it since probably 1999, 2000, like any press or anything.
Any of the internet?
No, not the. Fuck off. Are you saying that about yourself or me right now? What? Shots fired.
Oh, look at that.
Hold on.
Inception.
That's called projection. I don't read press about anything I do. I think I was 22, and I read 2 reviews of the same show I performed, and one of them said it was shit, and one of them said it was the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, well, they're both right and they're both wrong. Who gets to decide? And that's when I came up with this classic Stu Eternal Optimist thing, which was those who can't do teach, and those who can't do or teach become critics.
Oh man, I've been all 3.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I was real bitchy yesterday. Like, I don't know why, but yesterday I had a day where I feel like there was some St. James beaming across the universe. I was like, fuck this, fuck that, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that, fuck that guy. I St. James'd everything. I turned down working with an artist who wanted to make some music with me, very talented singer, and they were like, what do you think? I said, come back when you write better songs.
Ouch.
Yeah, like, and I was like, I can help you write better songs, but I want you to figure out what your voice is before you come work with somebody like me.
You were absolutely feeling it, because that was
were you having a bitchy day too?
4-hour sleep night. It was brutal yesterday.
I'm sorry,
it was a
man.
tough day for everything. I was supposed to do studio moving.
Yeah.
Nope, it didn't happen. And every time I tried to go catch up and get a nap, because the cat was unbelievable. Like, Zahi was just on his fucking shit yesterday. And Like he just wouldn't stop. Oh, here, hold on. I wanted you to hear this. Let me see if I can put it up to the mic. This is what it sounds like, just so everyone knows. It's not a beautiful meow. It's not like a very nice cat thing. Oh, what a cute little kitty. This is what he does. I'm sitting here at my desk or whatever, or wherever I am. And he will sit 2 feet away from me, if that. And this is what and he just stares at me, and this is what he sounds like. And it just doesn't stop. That's literally 15 seconds of it.
Oh my God.
And you'd be like, what do you want? Cat box is clean. I just fed you. I just brushed you. I just pet you. This is after I've given him love. I've sat down and did my breathing with him, like everything. And that is what, and then he just goes right back into it.
Maybe he's got stories to tell and you're not listening to the song of his people. I don't
Probably. Yeah. That's what it is. Well, and I'm so bad about like training animals later on in life.
Yeah.
Like we've got a squirt bottle. I could squirt him.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel horrible. Like I feel horrible like disciplining anything that's vocalizing.
Yeah.
Like you're speaking, whatever you're speaking, I don't know, even if it's bitching, you know, and I've given him, like we do, if he's in pain, I do a little CBD on his paws, so we'll lick it off. That's not it. He's just an asshole. Like he just, like... Yeah, it's like Tom Papa had this thing where he took his dog to the veterinarian. And he was like, I don't understand. Maybe, why is he peeing all the time in my house? He's ruining my house. Maybe I should be nice. Maybe he's got like a bowel disorder. Maybe he has something wrong.
Yeah.
And so I took him to the veterinarian. And the veterinarian told me he has something that's called asshole. He's being an asshole. He's just a dick. Yeah. Nothing wrong with him.
Yeah. I have a dog. His name is Percy. And Percy is one of the best behaved dogs I have ever met in my entire life until I walk out of this house. And then it is like the universe is collapsing around him, and the only thing that can save him is the superhero known as me. And when I walk in, he's just like, oh God, I thought you were dead. Like, you know. And
Zahifra didn't speak for like 10 years.
What did you do?
And then he just suddenly found his voice, and you know, it was like someone learning how to talk again and doesn't have any inner monologue. Just as
I have some serious grievances with you people, and you're going to hear about all of them. You know, he's basically Jerry Stiller.
Grievances.
Oh, airing of grievances. Yes.
You fucking dog owners. Okay, I'm at the 7-Eleven a few days ago. Listen, okay, first of all, my 7-Eleven has been horrified by the ne'er-do-wells, let's just say. Okay? So on the back end where they have like the specialty coffee, I was like, ooh, I want to go get one of those sugar coffees. I want like a macchiato or something like that, right?
Ooh, straighten your hair a little bit, yeah.
And you know, I shouldn't have even gotten my hopes up. I know that. But I was like, it was just a really tough morning. I was like, that, and I love their apple fritters. They have really good apple fritters.
Okay.
And so I was like, I'm going to get that. It's going to be great. I was going to the liquor store. I was going to Whole Foods. I was going to all, and I was like, but I'm going to stop by 7-Eleven and see how my day is going to turn out. I go in there, and everything's open. Usually the backside is not open. They don't let people go back there because people are stealing coffee, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, what? I'm sorry. Here's 50 cents. I'll get his.
I'll buy it,
you know?
yeah.
But... okay, so it's open. I get the macchiato. It's great. It's fantastic. There's even a lid. Holy shit.
What is happening?
It's great. Well, they didn't have a sleeve for the hot cups, but okay.
That's okay.
I'm be happy with that.
Okay. Take your wins.
One apple fritter left.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a great day, Stu. I go and get into line. There are not one, not two, but 3 dogs in the fucking 7-Eleven.
Why are there dogs in 7-Eleven?
What is your fucking problem, people? Dogs, like, you don't need to take your dog to 7-Eleven.
No.
He doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to be there.
No.
I don't want them there. No one else wants them there.
I think
and then the other dogs don't want the other dogs there. They're sniffing and sort of.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are there dogs everywhere? And then I go into Whole Foods.
Oh,
and there
boy.
are 2 people walking around with dogs in there, too.
Yeah. I think I have an issue.
These are not emotional support dogs.
No.
These are just dogs.
Now, Percy is an emotional support animal for me because I am out of my mind. But
not legally.
Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm telling you about all my troubles today. Also, one ball is bigger than the other. Are you okay now? Are you fine? Okay, so here's the thing. 7-Eleven and Whole Foods, I agree. Dogs should not be where there's fucking food.
Right.
That's just my opinion. If you're going into 7-Eleven, leave the fucking dog in the car or, leash him up. You see him from the fucking window. If you're taking for a walk, I understand. But, I'm constantly trying to get Percy off of his bullshit. So, we will go places where but I will not take him to a grocery store. We went to the grocery store last night after we went to Home Depot to get some shit. And I took him in there, and I checked before I went. Say, can I take my dog to Home Depot? Because I want him around fucking weird noises and crazy stimulation. See if I can keep his ass calm. See if he could settle himself down. We were in there for 10 minutes. We left. I had to go to the grocery store, pick up some more apple cider vinegar because I'm healthy. And and I went in there by myself. He sat in the fucking car with the window open.
Yeah, well, that's another problem. Then you're going to get people to break open windows and save your dog.
It was nighttime. It was 52
degrees out.
Yeah, and he is part husky, so he's quite happy being fun. He will roll in the snow outside. When it's
did you see
4
that
degrees.
Meme? It was a few weeks ago. It was a picture. I'm sure it's not from now. I'm sure it's from a long time ago. But it was a picture of a dog in a Tesla, and there was something handwritten, like a handwritten piece of paper that was slapped on the window so you could see it when you looked in. It said, "Please don't break the window. The air conditioning's on, and he's listening to Pink Floyd."
Perfect. I think I agree. Do you know that? Okay, so Rivian, the electric truck company, electric SUV company, has a pet safe setting in their vehicles. So it monitors your pet and you turn it on and the dog can stay in the car and it'll stay comfortable.
There you go.
Plus, it's an electric vehicle, so don't at me, environmentalists, so it's not fucking pumping shit all over the place. Right? But I love that that's a consideration now for some, for things. You can have a pet mode. Fuck yeah.
I had a conversation with someone on Twitter about child safety locks for cars.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, but everyone knows about child safety. I was like, do you know that I grew up when that didn't exist? They're like, what do you mean? I was like, no, it did not exist with the roll down the windows thing.
Yeah.
Until at one point, all they did was you can't roll it down more than 4 inches.
Yeah. The safety window.
If your kid can get out in 4 inches, people in the back of the car could never roll down the window of more than 4 inches.
and the number of times those fucking child locks would turn on erroneously, and I've got 3 adults squeezed in the back of the car, and they're they smell like Doritos and feet, and they're in the back seat. I just burped directly into the microphone while I was telling the story. You got 3 adults smelling like Doritos and feet in the back seat, and they're they're trapped, and you just start you pull an axe up outside the window, and you're mine.
And they're yelling at you, unlock the door. You guys, unlock the door. I'm trying. Clink, 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 clink.
Yeah, electric door locks. Yeah, it's such a... I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of things that are in place that are there to satisfy a small percentage of the population, such as
this sounds like a Joe Rogan take.
Child safety locks. So I believe in juicing and creatine and marijuana colonics and coffee.
You're so stupid. You've been lied to your whole life about drinking coffee in the morning.
I don't know. It makes me feel good. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, especially some bald-headed mank twat like that. Anyway, that's my fucking Ricky Gervais moment. That was a Carl Pilkington reference. You're welcome. Anyway, no, some of this stuff is just... How many times... how many kids... lost an eye to a lawn dart.
Yeah, only 2 that I know of.
And they were, your neighbors, and you threw the lawn dart at them, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So,
we were playing William Tell with lawn darts.
Yeah, exactly. Put this apple on your head. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Sometimes I think that there's a little bit of...
it's too much.
There's a little bit of that too much. I think there's still a thing of... You make your own choices, and if you fuck up, you fuck up. But
wow, you did have some St. James rubbed on you.
I mean, like,
normally your take on this would be like, Michael, the thing is that everyone deserves to be safe.
I do agree with that. But I also believe it's up to somebody to make that decision. I believe that parents are smarter than we let them be for the most part, because you have to fucking... abide by all the... And I'm not saying that there are a small percentage of parents who are complete cunts. But for the most part, everybody who is a parent and is actively chosen to be a parent is wanting the best thing for their kid. Whether I agree with how they go about that or not, I ultimately believe that. And so there's your optimism for the day. But I don't know. There's just a lot of this. There's a lot of stuff I get every time I get a piece of equipment, from musical equipment. Inside it tells me. So I'm recording through some Universal Audio gear right now, and a couple of preamps and a compressor and all that kind of fun stuff. And I would like to point out that I am also got a little thing inside there that said "Electronics cause cancer. Thanks, California." And I'm going, okay. Sure,
Oh, what grinds my gears?
Really grind. Oh,
like whenever I open something up and there's a little packet
silica
in
gel.
It, yeah. Like I hate that. Like because of course if you eat that you will die.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I don't need that in my chips. I don't need that shit. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
I gotta look for it now.
Yeah.
And throw it away. And then what good is it?
But what if it cracked open and there's silica gel on the bottom of my chips now, and I pour the crumbs?
Is it silica or cilia?
I thought it was silica.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like silicone.
Yeah. It might be. So it might be silicea. Oh no, that's something else. Do not Google that, by the way.
And if you do, clear your browser history. Call your mom and apologize.
You got to be careful on this internet.
Yeah, I know.
This morning,
that's why I haven't looked at it in 25 years.
I know. This morning, I saw a news story. All right, you have a child.
I do.
Have a child. You have a child. That's Titanic reference.
Yeah. That's Billy Zane, right?
I would like to know.
What the fuck, man?
How much? Yeah, what the fuck? Why? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, 14 years on. I don't know. No, how much do you, or did you, I think your kids may be a little old for this, but how much do you pay, or how much do you negotiate with the tooth fairy to pay per tooth?
I don't. The tooth fairy is not a negotiator. The tooth fairy is, it depends on it really depends on what I have in my wallet, when that happened. But yes, he's he's now a teenager, so he's in his, mid to late teens.
You have all of his toofuses.
So his toofuses are new toofuses. His baby toofuses have gone. But yeah, it was like if he lost, because I have split custody with his mom, so little insight into my first. No, I have to say there's two of them.
That was Kelsey in my ear.
I share custody with my first ex-wife. I have two of those. Now we may drink.
She's fucking swigging kombucha. Gross.
I love kombucha.
Of course she would. Yeah.
I love kombucha. No. I love fermented beverage.
Kombucha sucks.
Eat me.
Oh, my God. Really,
oh, my God. I am turning into you.
It's going to kill you.
Vinegar?
Kombucha.
Why?
Because it's fermented. It's fermented stuff, and it's not good for you. It's got. Never mind. I don't want to get into it.
No. I want you to complete this rant, and then I will return to the tooth fairy and tell you why you're wrong.
It sounds gross.
Yeah.
It tastes gross, and it smells bad. And those are all things as a human that I know are bad for you.
Okay. Kimchi. Tastes bad, smells bad while it's being cooked, but it's pretty good for you.
Well, you got me there.
That's why I was gonna told you were wrong.
Yeah.
And you know because you're
damn well I have kimchi in this
I know because I know that you and your
have
person.
kimchi in this mouth.
I'm keeping a wad of it up behind my molars just to see
Gochujadan.
for a little thing. But anyway, it's an acquired taste.
What
anyway.
did you pay?
Anywhere
Tooth fairies.
anywhere between $2 to $5.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is in the 2000s.
Yes, this is in the 2000s.
What do you remember when you had teeth? What you got?
Do you remember when you didn't have dentures? You dirty.
Remember when you had teeth? No. Do you remember like what you got when you were growing up?
I got punched in the head and told to go to bed. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I did not
totally.
get that. That did not happen. My parents are not those people.
Totally.
I believe it was like I got a 10 pence piece because I grew up in the UK. They got 10p. So I got a quarter.
10p.
10p.
That's a quarter, right? Yeah. Okay.
Essentially. It was then. It's not now, but 10p.
Yeah. Huh.
And occasionally when my great uncle would burn me with a cigarette accidentally, I would get a pound coin.
Accidentally. Yeah.
Well, we'd be walking through a fucking shopping mall, which was a new thing in England in the 1900s. And he was smoking his fucking cigarette, and he put his hand down, and he accidentally poked it right into the palm of my hand. And he said, can you put a coin right on it? I go, that'll cool it down. And so you just put dirty fucking money right on the palm of my hand. And then felt guilty because my brother, was like standing there going, what the fuck, man? So he gave him one, too. Here you go. Put that right on there. Yeah. And yeah, my family's amazing.
We were just talking about this like the other night. I was just having this conversation that my parents, well, and I will say it was my dad, it wasn't my mom, but my dad told me to put my hand on the hot burner so that he could prove to me to not do that. See, it's hot. Why the fuck would you do that? Like, I know it's hot. It's red. It's glowing. I would not have done that. Well, now you learned the lesson. I'm like, God damn it. You were stupid parents.
Oh, my God.
That was just really bad. Okay.
Yeah.
If I would have had pillows, I would have gotten money for my teeth, but we didn't have pillows. No, I'm just kidding. We did. I'm not that old. Listen to this. Origins in Northern Europe, a tradition of tandfee, or tooth fee, was paid when a child lost their first tooth.
But not
this
on
tradition is recorded in writings as early as the Eddas, circa 1200.
Ooh.
That's when I was born, which are the earliest written records of Norse and Northern European traditions. Yes. So it starts with just the first tooth. Fucking capitalism.
Yeah.
Got us going up to 8 or 9 or 10 or 12. I don't even know how many baby teeth it is.
I'm shocked that this is just the most bizarre thing ever.
But I got to give you this line. Okay, so I got to give you this line. So now you got paid a quarter roughly.
Yeah.
Of course, in pence. Kiss me. Ooh, that's a deep. That's a deep cut,
But that was only 6 pence, and they are definitely none the richer.
Yeah, none the richer. But I think I got probably a quarter or something like that. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But listen to this. There is a news story out that said the tooth fairies payout for a single lost tooth in 2024 is $5.84.
Oh my. Yeah. Again.
A Finsky.
A Finsky. Well, I mean.
And by the way, that's down from last year, the highest it's ever been. $6.23.
See inflation, man.
I know. Fight inflation. Let's go, Brandon. And that was up from $5.36 in 2022. I would love to be the journalist that is on the Tooth Fairy beat. Because first of all, I want to slap the shit out of all these parents. Who's giving the extra decimal denominations?
Well, the extra
why is this
cents?
not 5 or 6 or 2 or 3 or 5? Like, why there should never be a 32-cent.
But I think would you imagine it's probably averaging because some people are giving $10, some people are giving $2. It's probably averaging out.
Yeah,
so that's
average
happening.
would be 6. It wouldn't be 6.32.
Sure, it might be depending on what
only
everybody
if there's
says.
Extra.
I think it's a different conversation. Okay, here we go. He's going to get on his fucking let's be nice to everybody fucking horse here.
Okay.
Let me straighten you out of it.
Please.
Because of the last few years, how much cash do you have in your wallet right now?
I'll check. because I went and I got a Dr. Pepper out of the machine yesterday. And I had $1.
Is it a Diet Dr. Pepper?
No, I got a real one. That's why I had to go down.
Ooh, dirty.
I went down to the pool.
You went down to the ool? There's no pee in it?
I have $60.
Okay. I have $20.
Which is crazy because this is the same $60 I've had there for probably since Royal Blood.
Yeah. So I've got $20 in my wallet, right now on my money clip because I'm, money clip.
Yeah.
I don't have
it's 320s. 320s.
I have a follow up to our Costanza wallet conversation, but let me get to that in a minute. So I have a certain amount of cash in my wallet. I don't always carry cash, and the reason I don't often carry cash is because during 2020 I couldn't pay for anything with cash, right? So I just kind of stopped. Well, the thing that I think I told you, there was a coffee shop by my old house where I could go in and they wouldn't let me pay with cash. But they had a cash tip jar next to the register, and I was just so fucking confused all the time. But yeah, so I can understand why this might be a little weird and how maybe a little different, because if your kid comes to your room at 10 o'clock at night and says, "Mommy, I lost a tooth," and he's getting stories from his friends at school, or kindergarten or whatever, like the tooth fairy comes, right? Yeah. So now you're all fucking scrambling in your wallet and rummaging around in drawers looking for singles or quarters or whatever the fuck you can find to shove under your kid's pillow so he doesn't feel left or she doesn't feel left out. So I understand why the numbers might be a little weird, because we have definitely moved from being a cash society. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
But even more so why there shouldn't be an extra denomination on it.
Sure.
Plus, it's not like this is not like Nielsen ratings. They don't have like a box in the house looking at you. This is self-reported. So what father, what mother is going, well, I guess last year we gave $4.32 per teeth? No. You're just going to come up with a number.
It can't be. It's got to be some fucking. It's a rounding error.
Maybe it's adjusted for inflation.
Maybe so.
Literally, maybe.
Yeah.
But I find and here's the other part. Like, fuck is a kid at 6 years old doing with $5?
What did it cost you what did it cost for your Dr. Pepper today when you went and bought it?
$1.
Okay, that's low. Most vending machines are $1.50, $1.75 now.
Yeah.
So
it was
$5 is going to get you a soda and maybe a pretzel at the Cinnabon. Maybe. I know, dude. The fucking I went to Subway. That this will dovetail nicely into the story of the Costanza wallet. I went to Subway with the boy he wanted to carb up before he went to swimming, and he wanted a meatball sub, and they changed the recipe on the meatball sub to include pork now. So my son does not eat pork because pig is her favorite animal. He's an amazing kid, and I love him to pieces. Just want to throw that out there, because who the fuck at 3 years old decides they're not eating pig because they love their animal and tells their parents off, "No, I will not do that." I'm like, fuck yeah, kid. So anyway, we go in, and he orders that, and they've got these new foot-long cookies, right? Foot-long cookie at fucking Subway, $5. $5 for a fucking foot-long cookie. Whereas I could go
cooked?
Yeah. It's baked freshly for you. They probably throw it in their little Subway. Yeah. Wow. He's bilingual. So, so anyway, my point is, $5 isn't the same as it didn't get you as far as it used to in my day.
In $5, I used to be able to get a big gulp of Charleston Chew and a pack of smokes when I was 11.
Yeah, and then I get blown by the guy outside. $5.
And he'd go buy me a 6-pack of Schlitz.
That was a euphemism. That was some rectal fingering.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. I can't afford the 6-pack of Schlitz.
Okay, are kids getting Venmo'd this money?
I don't know.
If you had a child today, don't you think you would Venmo it to him?
No. Well, it depends on the kid. I still think there's. I think what parents do is wait
a minute. Do kids at 10 have a Venmo?
Okay. Yes, because my kid had a debit card that I could put money on to go.
Yes, I do know. One of my friends, sure, her kids. That's how they do their money thing. If she needs them to buy something, she'll just charge the card up or whatever. For
sure. But I also I have a tally of the cash the kid has here, right? So he gets cash for his birthday or for Christmas or something like that. I have a tally of it, and he knows how much it is. It's in his room. And if we go out and he's like, fuck, I want that Lego right there. I'm like, okay, if you want that Lego right there, I will buy it with you right now. And you can give me the cash when we get home. We can change the tally, so he has access to it wherever we go. And he can have access to it. If I Apple Pay, he's like, hey, can I have some of my cash? I can Apple Pay shit to him or whatever, Like, there's so many different ways to get it to him. And so some kids, you don't even need a Venmo to really do it. There's a variety of other ways to do it that are more monitorable for parents, to make sure they're not subscribing to, Cinemax After Dark or anything like that. Which
did you just age this podcast again?
Yeah, you're.
I don't think either of those exist. By the way, Venmo, your money, your move. Okay.
Yeah. Well done. That's a solid place. Okay, so I want to cap the Subway story because when I'm taking
what was the sub?
The kid he got a steak and cheese sub, and he got the sub. Okay. And we went and
12-inch, 6-inch, white wheat.
He's 15 and he's swimming, like 5 or 6 events every meet. So he is full on foot long and would probably take a 2-foot long sandwich and murder it, in one event. He's doing so fucking good at that shit. I'm like super proud of him. Anyway, we go to get in the car. We're driving to swimming, and I'm like, okay, do you have all your stuff with you? And he pulls his wallet out. Now, I remember buying this kid a wallet, kind of like mine. It's a Svelte, whatever the Ridge wallet with the clip on it, and you can slide. You can get 5 or 6 cards in it, and it's relatively small. You can wear it in suit pants and not look like a complete idiot. My kid pulls out a 1.5 inch deep, 4 inch wide Costanza wallet, and I went, what the fuck is that? And he goes, it's my wallet. So I guess his stepdad, it was, maybe a gift from him. And it is, okay, I will say this. This leather wallet is pristine. It is a beautiful, wallet. But it is a full-on fucking, it's a panini sandwich. That's how it's huge, right?
You need a press to get this wallet in your pants.
And I said, what is in there? He's like, I got like $25 in cash, and I have my bus pass, my student ID, my gym card, and my driver's permit. And I was like, and I hold out my wallet, which is like Dr. Evil and Mini-Me, 1/8 its size. And I go, I have $75 in cash and 7 cards in here. What are we doing? I said, also, this will stop a bullet and kill a man if I need to.
Yeah, maybe he's got coupons or something.
I asked, I figured, that's what I asked. Is there like coupons, receipts? No. Why is it so big?
Hilarious. Your son was keeping receipts, So, well, I got to write them off. That's part of the business expense.
I would be so fucking happy if he's like already like, I just got to prepare for when I got to make sure I write off my mileage for when I'm going to push grocery carts at the Safeway, which is what my first job was. So. Fuck yeah. Sure. Although this kid is probably going to be, he's already starting to, he's a little entrepreneur, thank God. And he's already starting to say, well, I this one kid paid me to help him with his coding. I'm like, keep doing that. Well,
yeah.
What should I do? Well, he wants to, we're looking for opportunities for him to help people with their computer shit because he's fucking great at it. Like you and I can see the Matrix code in music, and he can see it in computing. So. Anyway, so that's where he's getting all this fucking cash from.
Look at the guy's wallet.
Look at his wallet. It's also like if he's sitting on an uncomfortable chair, it acts as a cushion. So,
son, why are you leaning to the left a little bit? That's my wallet.
I wonder if the one glute will be more powerful than the other because it's had to support the weight of the wallet.
You're going to have to get hip surgery. That's what it's going to be because one will be all
lopsided. Yeah. That's fair.
I'm sorry. See, look, I've already St. James'd it. I already fucked it up.
What was it?
A lovely overachiever kid with a big ass wallet, and I made it a bad thing.
No, it's
good for him.
You don't want to pull a Munson. That's the line from Kingpin, right? Where fucking Woody Harrelson. What a
All
classic.
right, let's get to.
Do you have a question?
Is something I was talking about last year. I think we talked about it a little bit on the podcast.
All right.
But Rick Beato just had a video about chart cipher data.
He did? I must have missed that one.
It was on music trends. And this comes down to music trends and and I find it interesting. He found it interesting. I find it interesting because I was talking about it last year.
Yeah. Because I am prescient and can see the future.
And people just, I just pay attention. I'm more into this than most people. I spend more of my day than most people do in this stuff. And so I can see things. I can see things that most people don't. And so in addition to doing music, I am looking. I feel as when you're a musician, you are in the music industry. Why do you not want to know everything?
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to compete, why don't you want to know everything? And it pisses me off that everybody's like, oh, I don't care about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or I don't care about the Grammys, or I don't care about Spotify, or I don't care about and the things with the.
I care about none of that. None of it matters
just
to me.
go. Yeah, it's fine. Go sell cars. I don't give a fuck. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. You don't need to be interested in everything. I get it. But I'm telling you that the people that excel in this industry, they give a fuck about how many guitars were sold last year.
Yeah.
And why is that? It's because of what retail sales are going to do, how many kids are coming up in guitar sales, what the strings are looking like. Then you go into supply chain. Is China making more guitars than Taiwan? Is Taiwan making more than U.S.? Is the U.S. market getting big? It will touch you eventually. If you don't pay attention to it, you'll be like, I don't understand why drumsticks, this is a thing recently, hi drummers, where they realize how fucking expensive drumsticks have been in the last 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why do they not understand lumber prices? Why do they not understand the consolidation of supply chain and logistics within music companies that were just doing drums and then got bought out by electric companies, hi Roland, and then got out, and so those supply chains, that's how it breaks down, and your drumsticks cost more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just because they want to screw drummers, although they do. But, it's... But so all of these things kind of come into this. But this is why I take a look at these things, because I think it matters.
Yeah.
And it matters more than just being cool and knowing things. It does matter down the line.
Yeah.
And so I want to tie some of these things together. Like I said, if you want to look at, we'll share the Rick Beato video because he does a nice little 10-minute on it.
Nice.
But I think I was talking about this last year, and it's basically, excuse me, that's a $5 fine.
Cough button. Give that to the Tooth Fairy.
God, I wish I had a $5. I only have $60. All right, so here's I'm going to give you the general thing. We're not going to dive into it because I know anytime you say data or data, first of all, everyone's like, which one's right? First of all. But second of all, when you get into that, people's eyes glaze over and they don't give a fuck. So I'm just going to give you the top lines here. This is what's going
Headlines.
on. Country music is up on Spotify, on all streamers.
I don't know why. Beyonce.
Because Michael told you.
Beyonce.
No. This is even over the last 6 months. It doesn't matter about today.
Beyonce.
But she does have 2 singles coming out, and one of them, she's the first black female artist to be on the country stars.
Yeah, but that's been going that way for a while, and she is a person that pays attention to this kind of shit, and absolutely it makes perfect fucking business sense for her to lean into that market.
Absolutely, as does Post Malone.
Yep.
Oh, we'll also have a country song coming out.
Fuck yeah!
You will see 2 or 3 major artists. There's going to be 3 or 4 actually that are crossing over to country. Beyonce is sort of the prep for it because she can move. Look, if you're running a country station, your people can hate that all they want, right? Your listeners can be like, "Yeah, it's not real country." Blah blah. First of all, she was on the CMAs like 4 or 5 years ago. This is nothing new for Beyonce.
Yep.
And she's from Houston. This isn't like big city girl finally finds a little bit of country in her. She's from Houston. She understands a little bit of that. Sorry, Jay-Z, that wasn't a shot at you.
She left the big city to go to the countryside and met a tree farmer, and that's right. And that's where she found her country soul. Thanks, Hallmark.
Yeah. But she Yeah. So, but like, if you're a country station, you're like, are we going to spin this? Are we going to add this to rotation?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You are.
You are, because it's about stars, and it's about the attainability of that song. And yes, by the way, Texas Hold'em is a great song.
It's a great song. I agree.
And it's really easy to learn, and it should be covered all weekend.
Yep.
Okay. So country is up, and I think I remember I told you this probably last July when you're like, when you're trying to release country, and that's a problem because not many people are listening to it on Spotify. And I went, well, actually, because we were seeing early trends in that.
Yeah.
Way early.
Yeah.
Same thing with rock. Rock is up. Rock music up.
Wow.
So everybody thinks Spotify is a big hip hop and EDM thing.
Well, it was.
Right? All Spotify, all streamers and all that.
Yeah.
Still the dominant.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's like 23% down from 26%. And what's taking that up is like sort of 18, 19% for country and rock.
All right.
And pop kind of has a general stronghold. It always will.
Yeah.
And it is kind of hard actually to define what hip hop means in a pop world where pop is mixed with hip hop with a whole lot of features.
Yeah.
Is the Taylor Swift song with Future a pop song or a hip hop song? It's
yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
So country is up, rock is up, guitar usage in songs and production way the fuck up.
Way up, yeah.
Way the fuck up.
Still not any shredding leads though.
No, because BPMs are lower.
Yep.
And lengths are lower. So lengths, we are down under 3 minutes on most of the top 10 hits.
Yeah.
Now. Which, me, I love that shit.
Yeah.
And
get in, get out.
I do not like that the BPMs are lower. But it makes sense if the lengths are lower, that the BPMs would be lower, because if that's faster, you have to write more.
Yeah.
Right? You have to write more. If you get to 8 bars quicker, you're going to have to write more lyrics or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that people are doing that. But it also makes for much more ethereal songs than it does for like big hit songs.
Yeah.
Which we are seeing. So what does this matter to you? Well, when you're listening to this isn't just about like what's hot on Spotify or all the streamers. And I just say Spotify is a placeholder. What it's telling you is what listeners want. Listeners are leading this. That's what those streams are. Obviously, some are bot farms. I get it. But for the most part, this is what the listeners are telling you they want. And nothing's new under the sun.
Yeah.
The Beatles all had songs under 3 minutes. You know, this is kind of going back to a singles-driven era before we got into albums in the late 60s, early 70s. And then we went back to singles in the 80s.
Yeah.
And then we went back to albums in the 90s. And so nothing is new under the sun. This is kind of the same thing. However, here's your takeaway. To write great songs, do that. But get to the point quicker and use that arrangement to allow yourself more time. And that means to get within those 3 minutes or 3 whatever to tell the story, start with the chorus.
Yeah.
Have multiple bridges instead of B, A, B, A, B, and like trying to just go verse, chorus, bridge. Maybe go chorus into a bridge, into a pre, into a chorus again. And then do a verse and treat it as a bridge.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to do shorter verse structure, right? That if you're going to write within this kind of constraint.
Yeah.
And then you don't need to show off. I tell a lot of clients this. You do not need to show off your virtuosity on the recordings.
No.
Save that for live.
I just dealt with this on a recording with someone where I couldn't tell where the melody was because there were so many melismas.
Yeah,
and it was very melismatic, and it was like, give me the first one dumb, give me the second one a little less dumb, and give me the third one a little less dumb than that. But don't go fucking bonkers on it. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
And also, as a guitarist, there is room for some solo. There is room for some little things. It's just you're going to have to be much more economical. You're not going to get 16 bars in this.
Yeah, after watching her,
so there's no ramp up. You come right out of the chorus on the solo if you're doing it that way.
Watching her on the Super Bowl halftime show play a pretty juicy lead was fun. And I would imagine having artists like her, kind of leading the charge in this, especially like, a black woman on a rock guitar. Fuck yeah, give me more of that.
More of that.
Well, I was thinking about in the 80s and 90s, in the 1980s and the 1990s. I remember like every major pop, hip hop or hip hop R&B artist had a song on their record that had whoever the hot rock guitar player was at that time. Michael Jackson had fucking Steve Stevens / he had Santana on one. He had whoever was hot, Michael Jackson had him on the record. Janet Jackson
Steve
had
Lukather?
Yeah, had Steve Lukather. Well, Steve was a little different because he was a studio cat, but they still had all those fucking guitars all over the thing. But then you had like Nuno on Janet Jackson's shit. You had everybody with they were all fucking playing with each other and playing with every R&B or major pop R&B artist had a song there. Think about "Free Your Mind" by En Vogue. I can't remember. That might have been Jinx Jones playing guitar on that. I don't remember, but but yeah, like had a big rock song on it that was just right through that R&B filter. So big distorted guitars and guitar solo, but still had those fucking snapping drums and pristine vocals.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is my rant
I think
today.
Another takeaway from this, which should be heartening to a lot of you, is to use real instruments.
Oh yeah.
Like the fans are telling you, music listeners are telling you this. They're telling you they want more real instrumentation, people actually playing things. And we've gotten a little bit far away from sampling on a lot of these tracks.
Yeah.
Where people realize, oh, well, okay, it's such a hassle to clear it, to find the people, how expensive it is, all of that. Like, okay, just create it.
Yeah, just make it.
Create that little fine, do that.
Yeah.
Now loop it. Whatever. Yeah. Like you can create your own shit like that. And I think people are coming along to that. The other thing that is becoming very more widely used is less pitch correcting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, we're producers, so we should probably be careful about this.
Yeah.
Pitch correcting and auto-tuning, Melodyne and such, those are different processing.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like there's one thing to pitch correct, there's another to like treat the whole thing. You know? And so I think there's still going to always be a little bit of pitch correcting, but I think that more of it's coming out raw. Yeah. And if you have the time to mix it that way to where you're like, oh, that's a choice I'm making here. Mm-hmm. Maybe tighten the chorus up or whatever. Yeah. But I want the verse to be looser. It's okay that they're a little flat there. Yeah. It gives it authenticity. I think the producers are coming back to that because listeners are letting them.
Do you think it's part of that is a response to AI compositions, like perfect robotic compositions, and we're trying to stick a little bit more humanity into our music these days?
I think it's that. I think that like people that are creating music want to somehow stick out,
differentiate a little
perfect.
bit. Yeah.
But I also think that there is, there's been a big glut of breathy singers. What was that made for? Like all of the breathy singers that are doing that. Fucking hard to pitch correct that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and you don't want to. You'll ruin it. You can hear it. You can hear the breath move. Mm-hmm. Like in that reverb room, even if you pull it back before, if you do it raw, it doesn't work exactly the way that you think it does. And it really works with like sort of mid-tempo, very stuck on the note, like, sort of rapid fire melodies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But when you're doing these ethereal breath stuff and it should be more conversational. And I think it's just natural that that's going to be less pitch corrected. Yeah. Same thing with screaming.
Oh yeah.
So it's both ways. Soft singing, screaming. It just becomes too damn obvious. Like screaming, and by screaming I mean just sort of hard singing, even if that's pop singing. Mm-hmm. You should be sliding to the note a little bit. Otherwise you just sound ridiculous. So it should slide a little bit. So that's the takeaway. A little less pitch. It's like be better at your fucking instrument. use real instruments, use guitars, do some multiple takes.
Yeah.
And also, I would say, and this is something I'm saying personally, that isn't in this data set, is let's speed up them BPMs a little bit, kids.
Yeah.
Let's get a little bit more excitement out here. I am so fucking sick of 110. I would love to see it go above 110 right now.
It's interesting.
And I will tell you, in sync, it matters.
Yeah.
It matters. Like, there's going to be slow and there's going to be fast. There's plenty of royalty-free music in the mids. In the mid-tempo shit for sync. You are not going to stand out there.
Yeah.
And so, like, really up and beat and poppy, that's going to do well. And then really sad and weepy, that's going to do well. But if you're just like, I'm just having a great day, who gives a fuck? Like, that's, no one cares. That doesn't make you stand out.
I think it's funny that, like, all the tempos are down, and yet the use of sped up music is huge on TikTok. Like, what is, the audience is telling you what they want.
It's because of it, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because of it, because you love that way. Okay, first of all, can we be honest here? One of the reasons why a lot of music is slower tempo
is so it can be sped up.
Because of the drugs that kids are doing these days. And when I say kids, I don't mean children. I mean 20-year-olds, whatever. You know, the kind of drugs that they're doing are not as much uppers as it is sort of your sort of, you know, fentanyl kind of heroin-y kind of drugs, or a little bit of those downer kind of things. They're pill takers. They're not powder people, you know. And Adderall has gone in and out of society. And I mean, look, you can complain to me whether that's a good or bad thing. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Younger people are going to do drugs and drink. They always have and they always will. And there needs to be music to that. And you are tasked with that. If you want to get younger people to listen to your music, you got to know how they live their lives. And I'm telling you, this younger generation, it's changing. They're coming back up a little bit, but that's why. That's why. It's kind of down tempo, because that's the kind of party they're doing.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
They're not crazy lighting up the town until 4:00 in the morning. Woo! And, you know, sniffing shit in the bathroom.
That's you and me at the taco stands. It's not even like...
That's right.
Yeah. There's no powders involved. It's just hot sauce at this point.
It's just stop snorting hot sauce in my bathroom. So yeah, those are kind of the takeaways there. But I mean, good news if you're just a regular. Good news, everybody. It's a suppository. I'm just saying, like, for all of you people that are bitching about, like, I can't make it in today's music and I like to just play real music, you usually hear that from someone who plays an acoustic guitar.
I'm standing right here, man.
I know, man. Why you gotta point me out,
My
man?
feelings.
And I just think that, like, for those people who like to write just regular songs and don't like the tricks, hey, this is your time to shine, man.
Yeah.
You got a chance right here.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that all of your songs need to be under 3 minutes, right? It just means
have an album track.
You need to dip your toe into that for your singles.
Yeah.
You can have album versions of songs, and we've talked about this 1,000 times. You can do different versions of that single too, where it's the longer one that has the longer solo and the longer intro.
Yeah, do the album version and then have a radio cut.
It's just think about these things now. The industry, the listeners, the data is telling you what to do. If you're out there writing a 7-minute slow song with a bunch of synthesizers, and you're like, how come I can't get my streams up? Well, there you go.
You maybe need some streaming Viagra to get your streams up.
Gross.
You're welcome.
All right, let's get to Sync
You, me, who, you, me, you. Okay,
me,
okay.
Orange whip. Orange whip. Kelsey, Sync of the week. Horrible idea. Okay, go ahead.
Does Kelsey have one? I would like to know what her sync would be.
It's something with those, like, Love is Blind shows or whatever she was talking about. I don't watch those things.
We have to have a conversation about Love is Blind after this podcast. I have things to say. I have shit to say.
Really?
Yeah, but not today.
You guys are younger than I am. I don't watch that shit. I just think it's bad for society. I do. Don't look at me that way. It's bad for society. You know it. People getting married after just meeting. You want to talk about traditions?
So
and the reason why this goddamn country is going to hell, it's because people are marrying people on TV.
I have
sight unseen.
I have 2 ex-wives. Drink. I'm just kidding. I got married sight unseen to the first one.
Was it arranged?
No, I'm just fucking.
Oh.
Okay, so
I didn't know you were that much of an immigrant.
Wow. Okay, so it was venereal disease day last week, Valentine's Day, and I in a fit of romantic whimsy watched the classic Ryan Reynolds, Sandra Bullock flick, The Proposal. Also Betty White in some scenes that, I don't know, like now probably Betty White in a native headgear, a blanket, dancing around a fire, praising. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, this is Betty White. We kind of gave her a pass because she was Betty White. Anyway, there was some scenes I was like, oh, that wouldn't make it into a film now. They're in Alaska, it's fun. But there were several moments in this film that I use the term film because it is definitely a cinematic masterpiece on par of anything Francis Ford Coppola ever shot. There were several placements. The use of the fucking It Takes Two by Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock a few times in there is delightful. Having Oscar from The Office do a striptease to Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood, and that song keeps coming up throughout the movie. But my real favorite was the Ryan Reynolds is beating the fuck out of a canoe at one point in the movie, and he's listening to Cult of Personality by Living Colour. Now, I didn't hear that while he was listening to the headphones. The subtitles on the television told me that was what he was listening to. But all I hear was, all you could hear was, he had like fucking Apple, like the wired earbuds in. Yeah. And I'm going to give my entire sync of the week to The Proposal. And it was very entertaining. Buck Damon, the supervisor on that delightful experience. I thoroughly enjoyed myself watching it again. There's some really fucking great. Ryan Reynolds is a king of insults. And I every time he's kind of in that role when he goes from being the nice, sweet guy to fuck you, I'm gonna verbally tear you a new one. He was born to play Deadpool before, like decades before he was born to play Deadpool.
When you said you were watching a Ryan Reynolds movie, I don't know. I actually wrote it down. I said waiting.
I love that movie.
I was like, is that going to be the one here? Because I keep seeing that thumbnail.
Yep.
God, he looks so young.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was.
He looked like the chick from Brazil with the skin stretched back, and shit.
Yeah.
I brought up Brazil to a friend of mine recently, and she was like, I have no fucking. I'm like, Terry Gilliam, Brazil. She's like, no fucking idea what I was talking about. And she's of our age demographic, shall we say? And I was a little shocked she hadn't seen it, but anyway. It was not waiting.
It is a deep cut. It's like that's like Adventures of Baron Munchausen. I mean,
I love the Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
But we're stupid like that.
We're such dudes.
Yeah,
dude, bro.
You're such a dude, you guys. You guys. Anyway, I thought did you get lucky? You had The Proposal. You watched it alone.
I did watch it alone. I did not. I definitely seduced myself. I gave myself the Schlitz 6-pack.
Yeah. A 6-pack of Schlitz.
Oh, that's two knuckles. 2 knuckles for those of you paying attention.
That's right.
This is definitely earning that explicit tag this week.
Good Lord, yeah. It was so clean until now. We didn't even use the C word. Okay.
I did earlier.
Oh,
because I'm on U-time. I'm on U-time. Yeah.
That's how much I don't recognize it as a curse word. It just goes right by me.
That's amazing.
All right, I am watching Death and Other Details on Hulu.
I keep seeing that one. Yeah,
the Mandy Patinkin.
Mm-hmm.
and it takes a little bit to get into.
Okay.
Takes a little bit to get into. Kind of a farcical Agatha Christie sort of mystery killer caper, world's famous detective kind of thing going on with it. But it's fun. It's fun. There's a lot of really cool people in it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's worth it. It's fun. It's worth it.
I'll get into it.
And Death and Other Details, it's on Hulu. But in the 4th episode, they're on a boat most of the time, and they take this little boat to Malta.
Oh, very nice, yeah.
And they're walking around, and this guy is playing something in like Italian, and you can't really understand what he's saying. And he's like, and then he gets into and I'm like,
Psycho Killer? Nice.
That's Psycho Killer.
Yeah.
Well, and so the whole thing that he was playing before, which was he was not doing the melody right. He's like a busker on the street.
Excellent.
But like they're not isolating it. It's just in the background. Mm-hmm. And then later on, this would become the end credit song. And so it's Psycho Killer by Talking Heads.
Very nice.
And so like, I was like, when it came up in the end credits, I was sitting there, I was like, well, if you already paid for it, you might as well use the real version. Like you already got the publishing. Let's see if you can get the recording. And so they did. They got
nice.
it. So, and by the way, guess who fucking got it?
Gabe Hilfer. Gabe Hilfer, everybody.
Gabe Hilfer's going to get that needle drop. Don't you worry about it, kids.
Yeah.
He's going to get it.
Yeah.
He's going to get it. He's going to use it twice. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Psycho Killer by Talking Heads. Death and Other Details on Hulu.
That man is just, I have a soup crush,
He don't stop and he don't miss.
Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah,
excellent.
That's basically it.
That's an excellent choice. I'll have to check out the show, especially because of my deep...
You would love it.
Good. I love all the Poirot movies they've been making lately with fucking Kenneth Branagh. And his mustache is really the king of co-stars in that. That thing is like, it is a bird landed upon his face.
That thing gets residuals.
Yeah.
It's such a character.
A couple of snacks in there.
That thing, that's part of the SAG-AFTRA.
That's well played.
All right, let's wrap this sucker up, everybody. Make sure to check out StuMillerMusic.com for all of your recording, producing, mixing, and educational needs.
I am
Stu
educated.
can teach you how to speak
jive. Excuse me, stewardess. I speak jive.
He speaks jive. Very nice.
Thank you.
And you can do all that. Remember to go over to Apple and remember to rate and subscribe and give us 5 stars. Leave a hilarious comment. Some curse words if you got them in.
All the curse words if you can get them into one.
You may notice there are no new reviews up recently.
Oh.
That's because Apple said, no, we're not going to put those up. So,
yes,
that's okay. Keep doing it. We'll eventually sneak one through. This is kind of like South Park. Yeah. Turn in the worst product with all of the cuss words, and they'll complain, and then you sneak in what you actually want.
Amazing. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Cunt, 5 stars. All right. And also, you can follow us anywhere you follow people at 2ShotsMusicPod. That's the number 2ShotsMusicPod. And you can email us, 2ShotsMusicPod@gmail.com.
You can.
And until we talk to you next week, I hope you write a great song.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope you write a great song.
Let's go. I'm going to go write a song right now.
Let's go under 3 minutes and let's fucking bump those BPMs up a little bit, would we? Can we do that?
Please.
And you can still keep the structure short and curt, and you don't have to really write as much and keep it under 3 minutes. It's fucking perfect.
That's right.
Keep doing it. And then when they speed it up and you sound like a chipmunk on TikTok, you're going to be much happier with your experience.
Love you.
Love you.
Goodbye.
Bye.